Okay, what I've done is I cleaned out the garage, and my reward for cleaning out my garage is that I took my two individual drum kits and I assembled them to make any 80s drummer's dream kit. Of course, any drummer like me who got their first drum kit in the 80s wanted it to be a epic, huge, 9-10 piece drum kit. So what I've done is I've taken a 13-year-old Ludwig Birch Classic, and I mated it with the Ludwig Club Date drum kit that I bought earlier this year. For those Ludwig enthusiasts, I know there are a lot out there, you'll remember that the Birch Classic was originally known as the Rocker Pro. It was in the Rocker series in that it wasn't professional quality, but what made Rocker Pro even more valuable than the original Rockers is that it was American made. It was made in Monroe, North Carolina, and it was a birch poplar shell. And so I got this in 1999 when it was still known as the Rocker Pro. I think it was a few years later that Ludwig changed the name of the line to Birch Classic. So I've got the 10-inch, 13-inch rack toms, 16 by 16 floor tom, 22-inch bass drum with the mini lugs, and then the Club Date drum kit that I bought earlier this year. These came out, I want to say, in early 2012. This is a 12-inch rack tom, 14 by 14 floor tom, and 18-inch jazzette kick drum in the white marine pearl. Now these are the stock heads that it came with. Apparently they're made by Evans, but boy, I have really been playing these drums hard, and these heads are in pretty bad shape. So here we have the birch poplar shell and the gum cherry wood shell, and as I tuned these up, I tried to get them kind of in the same context as much as I could, since we're dealing with different woods. But they sound pretty good. We'll go from 10, 12, 13, 14, 16. About the snare drums here. Here I have a 5 by 14 Legend 6-ply maple with die-cast tubes. Drummers of my era certainly remember the Legend series. They were short-lived series, but very high quality, a very high fit and finish, definitely performance level drums. I don't think they had a budget line. Made by Cayman Music, which is responsible for Ovation guitars and that kind of thing. Then let's go to my sweetheart, probably the best snare I've ever owned. I love it to death, and I play it more than any other snare drum. It definitely gets more playing time than the Legend, and that is a 6.5 by 13 Sensitone, pearl Sensitone, brass Sensitone, and I've got it really cranked up high. So the 22-inch bass drum here, the Birch Classic bass drum, it's definitely tuned up nicely for rock and roll, whereas the Little Bop 18-inch bass drum, nothing in it, real loosey-goosey. You know, through the 25 years of playing drums, I've replaced cymbals, I've replaced drums, I've changed my head and stick preferences. One thing that's never changed are these hi-hats. These are the part of my original drum kit, 14-inch new beat hi-hats, and I got my first ever drum kit in 1986. That's what era these that's what era these hi-hats are. So I've been playing mainly 4-piece kits since probably the late 90s, so I honestly don't even know what to do with all this, but we'll give it a little bit of a run here. And I'm not going to be doing any double bass, so don't worry about that.